been nervous to do this. First, I just want to thank everyone for coming. I can't believe the turnout that we had. I remember months ago, Melissa, my coach, had said, you have to hold your own Super Saturday. And I said, you are crazy. There is no way. At that time, I had never even been to one yet. And I said, there is no way on this earth that I'm going to do a Super Saturday. Well, then, times have changed, and I went to the Rhode Island one, and I thought, okay, Danielle and I both said, we can do this. There's just, we can definitely do this. So here we are today, and the turnout is amazing. I'm just so impressed with how everyone has come. I know that there was such a need for it down here in South Jersey, so we're thankful that we're able to do it, and we're so thankful for all of you to be here. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Next, I just want to take a minute to thank Danielle, because honestly, she has been the person that has been really the driving force behind this whole Super Saturday. When I said we were going to do it, the intention was I was going to help a lot, but I really didn't do as much as I think I probably should have, so I just want to give her a round of applause and thank her for everything she's done. And I'd like to thank my husband, Will, because he has been the AV guy. He has set up everything. He's done the worked with Danielle to get the PowerPoints together, and he's just really been working very hard on this week, so I'm just very thankful for that as well, so thank you. And lastly, our team. Thank you all so much. Everybody pulled together to volunteer, to donate for, the raffle, their time, everything. I'm just so thankful, because without you guys, we would be nothing. Team Jersey Strong would not be here. So, although I am the leader, it's really not anything without everybody. So thank you, team.
So one other thing, where's Jamie and Lindsay? Oh, there's Lindsay. Where'd Jamie go? Did he leave? Oh, Jamie's back there. So a huge thank you to Jamie, who's the acting chief of Weymouth Fire. He's an Emerald coach with us, and Lindsay, who's my diamond. They got us this fall, so thank you guys so much.
Thank you. So my journey, it's been something, I've struggled with weight loss my entire life. This goes back to my adolescent years, where I was always, for as long as I can remember, I was always overweight. I remember in my childhood age, I was definitely overweight. I was probably bigger than most kids in my school, and for that, I was always made fun of. People would, call me a pig. They would oink at me. They would say, you're so fat. I mean, there was a lot that, as I grew up, that I had dealt with, and I had found that, in order to really deal with it, the thing that made me so upset and the thing that made me so depressed and insecure about myself was food. But that was the same thing that pushed me. I turned to food to deal with my emotions, and I ate my way through my life, because that was the thing that made me feel better. And even to this day, that is what I struggle with. I have lost weight. I have had a full transformation personally and professionally, but in the same sense, in my mind, it is something that I still have to push myself to, to really make those right decisions. And this is really something I think will go with me always, but I think being a part of Beachbody has really proven and shown to me that, there is a way around this, that you don't always have to have those feelings. There's just things that this community and this family of ours has really shown us that, you have the support and accountability from so many people, and although you struggle with these things for the rest of your life and you have these demons inside of you, you still have people to turn to. So, that is something that I really wanted to really showcase here today, is look at everybody here that is here to support each other. And although we have our problems, it's something that we can push through. So, my whole life I dealt with that. I remember growing up thinking, well, if I could only lose weight, I would fit in, and I would have friends, and people would like me, because in my mind, I thought that the weight was the reason why I didn't fit in. It probably wasn't. I mean, obviously, I wasn't that perfect stick figure person, but I thought that is all I needed to do. So I tried. As I grew up, I remember I was in high school trying all these fad diets. I even bought that belt that, massaged your stomach, and I was going to have the best abs like Tracy. That was me. Like, I was going to put that thing on, and that was my key to my success. It didn't work. I mean, I would put it on, and yeah, my abs felt like they were getting a workout, but I still had fat in my stomach. I still was overweight. It never changed the way that I was eating. So I struggled with that. I remember ordering things off of infomercials saying, yep, now this is what it's going to be. I'm going to lose weight, and nothing ever worked. And if hindsight is 20/20, and if I knew what I knew today, I would have known that the key to that is really finding your inner self, where you struggle, fixing that, and fixing why you're eating and your nutrition is not really on par. If you fixed all of that, things would come together. So continuing on, our true Beachbody journey actually started 3 years ago. My husband and I were both paramedics working night shift, and what do we know about Beachbody and night shift? And night, they have infomercials on all the time. So we're watching TV, and I see insanity, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose weight with that. There's no way I'm not gonna get a Beachbody from that workout, you know. So we ordered it, and at the time we had just started running, so we weren't really in the best shape, but we were moving in that direction. So we ordered Insanity, and we religiously did Insanity. For 60 days, we did every single workout like we should. We lost some weight. I mean, we did. We did not dial in our nutrition. We did not do what we were supposed to with the nutritional side of things. And we didn't get the Beachbodies that we had hoped for. I was a bit disappointed that I didn't look like all those people on the infomercial, but I knew in my mind that that was something that at least I had started my process and I could work towards it. So at that time we had continued. We continued running. We found a love for running, and it was something that we were so dedicated to. We would go out and run every day. And we did start changing our nutrition. And finally we both hit, I think my husband lost a total of 50 pounds. And I had lost, I mean, maybe 25, 30 pounds. Whatever it was, that number really didn't matter. What mattered was I gained my self-confidence back. I finally felt better in my own skin. And I finally felt like this is where I was supposed to be so many years. Like I just felt this is finally what I had worked so hard for, and I did it the right way. We worked out, we exercised, and we ate better. So, finally feeling good. Then, January of 2013 came, and I got pregnant. And I was thankful to be pregnant. Don't get me wrong, I was blessed. It was such a wonderful experience. But every pound that I gained was that taking me further back to that feeling of I'm gonna be overweight, I'm never gonna lose this weight, it was like, it just ate at me. And I remember even texting Den saying, well, I'm 5 pounds now, I gained 5 more, I'm this, I'm that, and it killed me. It killed me to gain the weight. And I knew in my heart I needed to gain the weight to grow that baby, but it still was something that, even though I had thought that I had gotten rid of all of those feelings, it was something that still deep down inside had affected me. And I remember giving birth to my daughter, and it was October. I think I might have gained 35, 40 pounds. I mean, it wasn't like the extreme of 70 pounds, but it was still a lot for me. And I remember that week thinking, I'm not going to be like all the other, I'm going to lose my weight. I'm going to drop this weight. I did it before. I can do it again. It didn't happen. I struggled. I was breastfeeding my daughter, and it was just a difficult thing for me. I could not lose the weight. I had struggled for months trying to lose the weight. She wasn't the easiest babies. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating like I should. There was just so many restrictions for me. And I remember getting on a scale, and I had weighed more than what I weighed when I delivered my daughter. And I thought, what the heck is happening? How is this physically possible? I gave birth to a baby. I should at least have lost that weight. And I didn't. And I was so depressed, and I was right back to where I was as a child. And I remember thinking, I'm miserable. I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want to put shorts on. I didn't want to do anything. And my husband, he was so supportive and said, but you gave birth to our baby. This is the best gift you can give. And although, yes, in my heart, I know this is a gift to give, but that doesn't change the way that you feel. It doesn't matter if you have a baby. I mean, it is a blessing, but you still feel miserable about yourself. No matter what anybody tells you, you still have a difficult time dealing with the weight gain. So I remember it was March, and I had bought T25 from a friend, and I had started it, and this was maybe February, and I did a week of it and thought I was going to die. I said, there is no physical way I'm going to survive this workout. I remember my first day almost puking. I was so disappointed I could barely lift my abs up to do any of the ab work, and I thought, oh, I'm beat. I'm done. I'm going to throw in the towel now. I have no self-confidence. I really didn't have the accountability or the support because I just bought it from a friend. And I figured, whatever. So what did I do? I quit. I quit because I didn't have the support of a team and I didn't have the support of a coach. So I threw in the towel and said, all right, well, I'm just going to go back to the way that I am. And once I'm done breastfeeding and once I'm done being able, once I was done with my restrictions, I will lose the weight. Would that be a year down the road? Who knows? So I threw in the towel, kept on trying to do little things, but I was kidding myself. I could not lose the weight. So March comes around, and I'm on a mommy's group where Melissa was also a member. And I remember somebody posting about weight loss and something about Beachbody. So I posted, in that thread about where I needed to be and, did anyone have any suggestions because I was struggling to lose the weight. And that night was ever-changing for me. I think to myself how blessed I am that Melissa was there at that time because she made a comment I can help you. I would be happy to reach out to you. If you would like, I will message you and I can see where we can go with this. And she did. And she never once brought up Shakeology. She wasn't trying to sell me anything. She formed a relationship with me and she helped get me on track. I downloaded my Fitness Pal. I figured out my nutrition better because of her. And I kind of had a direction as to where I needed to go. And I had this feeling of hope, like this renewed hope that, okay, I can definitely do something. So for the next couple of months, in the back of my mind, I had thought about Shakeology. I was a skeptic. I thought, one, I wasn't going to spend the money on it. Two, there's no way it could be as good as what everyone said. They're just crazy. There's just no way. I could do it myself. I could drink this shake from GNC. It would be the same. It's not the same. But anyways, so I continued on. Every once in a while, she would drop reminders. Have you thought about Shakeology? How's your nutrition going? You know, this could really help you. Yeah, we're good. Eventually I'll do it. So I finally decided, give me some samples. So I purchased 5 samples from her, and I tried it, and the first one was tough because my consistency was not there. But I didn't give up. So I made the second one, and I said, oh, I like this. This is pretty good. I'm okay with this. So I started drinking it, and then I said, okay, I'm going to buy it. She approaches me to be a discount coach. I'm like, a savings, 25% off? Sure. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to coach anybody. You don't have to have a sale. You can just enjoy the discount. Sign me up. So from June of last year till November, I was happy being a discount coach. She would drop her reminders every so often. You want to post about that success you're having? No, I don't. And in my mind, the reason why is because, number one, this would never have happened without Beachbody. I would never in a million years would have got up in front of anybody and talked because I'm just not that type of person. But two, I couldn't even motivate myself. How was I going to motivate others? Who was I going to inspire when I was so depressed about the way that I looked and the way that I felt? I figured nobody would want to listen to me, so why would I post about it? It would be silly. So I drank my shakes, and I had every excuse in the book why I didn't want to be a coach. I was too busy. I even used my daughter's first birthday as a reason why. Listen, I'm too overwhelmed. I have parties to plan. Just give me some time. And I told her, okay, I'll give it a try. So for a week, I remember actively trying to work the business. Now, I didn't listen to a word she told me. I was not in any trainings. I don't even think I was in half the groups. And I might have posted once or twice that week. And guess what happened? Nothing. Nobody wanted really, I mean, people said, yo, you look great, great job. But I didn't sell anything. And in my mind, I thought, well, this is crap. This isn't for me. People can do their thing. It's just not for me. I'm going to keep on drinking my shakes at a discount. If I would have only known to listen to Melissa, I could have taken back a few more months and I could have been working my business even longer. But so I continued on and I finally started, she added me to a few of the groups and that was changing. Something changed in my mind when I started seeing people have success in their weight loss journeys. I started seeing people have success in their financial side of things. I mean, people are posting their income and people are making thousands of dollars a week. I'm like, a week? A week? And for me, that was huge because to kind of give you a little backstory, I went back to work in February, so it was a few months after I had my daughter, and I cried to leave her. I hate it. I'm a nurse, so I work night shift. And every time I get ready for work, I would cry. I would cry on my way to work, and I would cry coming home because I hated leaving my daughter and I hated leaving my family. So for me, I couldn't quit my job. I needed the income. We can't have a one-income family, so there was nothing. I couldn't physically pay or get some income anywhere else, so I had to go back to work. So as I started seeing people say that they were quitting their jobs and they were going part-time at their jobs and they were using Beachbody as their source of income, something clicked in my mind and I thought, all right, yeah, well, I'm already drinking my shakes. I'm already paying for them. I don't have to pay to be a coach, so why not? I mean, this is already something that I'm doing. Let me give it a try. And that day is the day that I drew the line in the sand. And that was the day, it was like the end of October when I had planned to start the training. So I started Team Icons training. It was a boot camp. It was 21 days long. I started that in November. I think it was a week in, I was diamond. And the only reason was because I knew that there was no option to fail. I was going to go in and I was going to kill it in this business, and I was doing it because I need to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to be home with my daughter. I kept my why in the back of my mind always, and my goals have always driven me. So I became a diamond quickly, and I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. This is something we can do. So I decided I was going to actively work my husband's business too, because he obviously didn't have a choice. I signed him as a coach early on, so he was drinking Shakeology whether he liked it or not. So we continued on. And I decided that this was something for me. I still work as a nurse, I'm still part-time as a nurse, but my goal is I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. This is something that is this is my destiny. You know, I have found my passion. Just like Tracy, being a nurse, you have learned that this is your life. You have gone helping. I was a medic for almost 16 years now as a paramedic, so I have been in this industry of helping people, and this is why I got into it, because I want to help. But Beachbody has given me I don't even know, it's just this new passion that burns inside of me that makes me want to help others. And it's something that I've never experienced in my life. And that is why I push myself so hard, because, you know, at the end of the day, I know that this is my ticket to being home, and I know if I keep on working hard that we can, you know, we can do this. So I was Diamond, and then I continued on. I hit 1 star because Danielle became Diamond, which was soon after that. She was the same way. She started working the business in November. She drew that line in the sand and never looked back. She hit Diamond very quickly, made me 1 star. My husband hit Diamond, made me 2 star, and then Casey hit Diamond, made me 3 star. And it had all happened within the next few months. And one of the biggest things that I'm learning is you have to learn to be a leader, and you have to lead by example. If you're not hitting, and this is something to really discuss about the business side of things, but if you're not hitting Success Club, you can't expect your people to hit Success Club. You know, Tony mentions this, Tony Furtado, our upline, mentions this every day. People want his paycheck, but yet they don't want to put the work in. And the thing is it takes hard work. Did I want to quit and give up? Oh, heck yeah, I remember messaging her saying, I don't know about all this. This is a little bit more than I had expected. But, you know, I stuck it out, and I will stick it out. Even on the worst days, it is the best that, you know, for me, this is the best experience. And you still, like we've always said, you have to fail to succeed. You have to really kind of embrace that failure, because that failure is what's going to push you forward. And, you know, when I say lead by example, and as coaches in this room, you know, your 3 vital behaviors are you know, you have to be consistent in your behavior. You have to be consistent in your posting. You have to be consistent in leading the team. You have to be consistent in everything that you do. And, you know, if you're not putting in that time and working hard, you're not going to have a successful business. And, you know, you really, whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And that's why some people ask me, well, what do you do as a coach? How much time do you put into it? Well, for me, I put in more time, but some coaches put in less because that is their choice, and that is totally okay. But, you know, just understand that with this business comes, you know, a lot of sacrifice. But the sacrifice that I make now, and maybe I'm not spending as much time with my husband as I could, or maybe I'm up late at night usually when I'm doing my business, but that sacrifice now is going to pay off in the end. And I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I know after our next child, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to be home with my family. I'm going to make my own hours, my own boss, and I'm going to have the financial freedom that so many people in this business have. So that's my story. Hope you enjoyed it.